I literally just filmed that so I could show you how cute my outfit is. Let me put my mic on. 1 second. Okay, hello, welcome to this video. Obviously you are here because you are curious about how much I made as a small content creator here on YouTube in 2022. Because you know what? We don't gatekeep on this channel. I know there are a lot of people out there that are aspiring content creators, and hopefully this video kind of brings you a bit of motivation, or maybe you have no interest in content creation, but you're nosy. Which is fair, because same. I think these videos are so interesting to watch. So, okay, so before the big reveal, which is coming up in just like a minute or two, so stay put, I'm gonna need you to do something, and that thing is to smash the like button down below, subscribe to my YouTube channel so we can catch up with each other, you know, every once in a while. And yeah, in this video, I'm basically first going to quickly go over the wins, you know, what did I accomplish this past year, and that includes, you know, how much money I made. And then I also wanted to talk about kind of the losses and like things that I learned this past year, a mental breakdown that I had, all that fun stuff. I'll save that for after the good stuff. But yeah, make sure to stay tuned for that because that's equally as important in my opinion. Okay, so first of all, the wins. Yay! Okay, so this is interesting. I made more money in 2022, this past year, than I did in the previous year, 2021. But in 2022, I published a total of 28 videos on this channel. That's roughly like 2 videos a month. And in 2021, I posted 47 videos. So I posted way less content this past year and I made more money. And I'm actually not surprised at all. I have an explanation for that. I will say I made less videos this past year also because I dabbled in more short form content. Obviously, like TikTok and everything has blown up this past year. And I've been kind of like working on my Instagram. So feel free to follow all of those things. I'll leave it like down in the description. Yeah, so I made half of the amount, well, a little more than half of the amount of videos this past year, but my views were up 44% more than in 2021. And my watch time hours were 39% more than last year. That means that my overall engagement was much higher this past year, even though I made less content. But I think that the quality of my content was just of greater value because I gave myself more time in between videos, just more time in general to produce videos. I think the quality of the content was just more impactful, it told more of a story, and it was just more helpful in some capacity. Like it gave viewers more value, and I think that is so much more important than just, you know, pumping out content for the sake of pumping out content. So another big win is a lot more of you joined me on this journey. I gained over 3,000 subscribers this year, and as I'm filming this, I'm at about 7,700 subscribers on this channel, which is super crazy to think about. But yeah, on to the money and why you clicked on this video. So I would say that about 90% of the income that I made off of this channel is just from AdSense alone, like what YouTube pays me for ad clicks on my video. And then the other 10% was from the small amount of paid sponsorships that I had this past year, which I can talk about more later on in this video. Also from when I dabbled in UGC content, user-generated content, which I'll also get into. I also like filmed a whole video series on UGC if you have no idea what that is. So yeah, I made a tiny bit from that, like a tiny bit. So with all of that said, this is how much I made in YouTube AdSense in 2022. There might be an ad placement here. Okay, this is the number. I made almost $5,000 Canadian. And just as a comparison, in 2021, I made about 3,000 Canadian dollars. So I made $2,000 more in AdSense this year, which is pretty awesome. So I don't want this to come across as braggy in any way. Even just like posting a video like this feels almost unnatural because we're so conditioned to like hide our salaries, hide how much we make from the world. But I really do feel like I worked so hard towards this YouTube channel. It's like my pride and joy. And I feel like at the end of the day, hopefully revealing this number to you guys and, you know, telling you about my experience as a small content creator will inspire you. And if you are kind of like starting to give up hope to not and just keep going. And I literally don't have the fanciest setup at all. I can link all of my equipment down below, like my camera, tripod, my light, and that along with like my basic video editing skills and just like sitting in this room talking about stuff. So anyways, let's talk about the other 10% of revenue that I made real quick, because actually the whole paid sponsorship thing is very new for me. This is the first year that I got actual paid sponsorships, which, you know, considering the size of my channel, is pretty good. And I actually created like email templates to reach out to different brands, and that did not succeed at all. I did not get any paid sponsorships by reaching out to the brands. The sponsorships I had were companies that reached out to me. I also accepted like 1 or 2 free products this year, just things that I genuinely wanted to buy anyway, and they were offered to me for free. Fun fact about free gifted products is, at least if you're in Canada and probably a lot of other countries, you do have to pay taxes on gifted merchandise, so keep that in mind. Like, there's nothing against doing a collaboration with like a product that you got for free, but like do keep that in mind. And also, speaking of products, I did kind of dive into the world of UGC this year, which is user-generated content. I had like a brief stint with this and then I kind of stopped because life just got too busy. So this is another great way to make money if you don't have a big following at all, just producing content for other brands for their channels. But like I said, all of those things were just like a very small amount combined compared to like my actual AdSense amount. Okay, let's talk about the losses. There is no such thing as getting success without also having hardships. That's just the ugly truth. And boy, did I have some hardships this past year. So let me just talk about what I've learned, how I overcame burnout. I balance having a full-time marketing job as well as obviously this YouTube channel on the side. And, you know, anyone who has a full-time job knows that it can be very draining, as is. And then to have like the whole YouTube thing on top of that, it can be a lot. So halfway through the year, you know, things were great. My YouTube channel was like seeing a lot of growth, a lot of momentum that was building because I was posting so frequently and just, you know, dedicating a lot of time to my YouTube channel. And then with my job, I got a promotion. I got this new role change. So I was like getting trained on that and learning all these new things. So needless to say, it was a lot. There was a lot going on. I went through the biggest amount of burnout I had ever experienced in my life. Like, if you Google the stages of burnout, I had like all the stereotypical things that had happened. You know, I see people like on TikTok bragging about how they have like 2 or 3 full-time jobs, like work from home jobs. And I'm like, I could never, okay? And there's also this struggle kind of specific to content creators. And that is like the algorithm rewards you for pushing out as much content as you physically can. All the creators that get pushed to my homepage are the ones that are posting like 2, 3, 4 times a week, like workaholics. These are the people that are being displayed to me. And of course, because I see them so often, I'm bound to click on them more, and it just, you know, it builds that momentum. And this mentality of just being this content machine and getting rewarded for pushing out more, it can make you feel like you're on like this constant hamster wheel. And I reached a point where I just wanted to disappear. It was too much. Luckily, I got out of that funk and I was able to like take a step back from YouTube. I gave myself like several weeks off work. I started seeing a counselor. I read some really good like self-help books. I don't know if you're into self-help, but like some of the books out there are really good. This one in particular is my favorite, The Power of Now. It's a little like on the spiritual side. So if you're into that, I'll link it down below. But I really like that book. So lastly, I wanted to share some thoughts about, you know, how social media has evolved over even just this past year and kind of like my future on YouTube. I don't know where exactly this channel is headed. I never really do, but I have some ideas. But anyways, there's an elephant in the room. The elephant is YouTube Shorts. Like, as an actual viewer of content, I noticed that my subscriptions feed lately has just been like majority YouTube Shorts. There's no denying that like the content space has changed. a lot of short form video content. But I will say that there's something special about long form content on YouTube, and no one has quite cracked the code on it yet, in my opinion. So I just feel like with long form videos, you really build like a better connection with your audience, and it's just way more fun to make that kind of content. Like as a zillennial, a Gen Z millennial, YouTube is like literally what I grew up with. And I feel like a lot of people in their late 20s or 30s can relate to this. Like this was my childhood. And I don't know, I feel like it's not going away. And maybe I will post more short form content like I have been, but I don't really like it as much. Like, to be honest with you, I don't really like it as much. Anyways, I hope this video was insightful for you, interesting. Are you shocked by how much I made? Leave a comment down below. And if you made it this far in the video, then I feel like you just have to subscribe at this point. Like, it's almost a requirement. And also, what platform do you use the most nowadays? Like, is it YouTube? Is it TikTok? Answering any or all of the questions that I just mentioned is fine. Okay, I hope you have a great rest of your day, morning, night, whatever time it is there. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.